Dontnod, the developer of Vampyr, streamed an hour of gameplay yesterday. Here's 10 things we learned from that stream. Before I get into them though, most of these 10 things are gameplay related, but some of this might be considered spoilery, so if you don't want spoilers and would rather play the game completely blind, you better back out now. Okay, with the spoiler warning out of the way, let's get into it. Number 1. Your choices effectively set the game's difficulty level. Vampyr is a semi-open world, narrative-driven action RPG where everything in the game takes place at night. It's a story-first game and a combat game second. In fact, you can complete the entire game without killing anyone. You can do nothing but heal NPC characters and use your shadow abilities to avoid bad guys. However, playing this way will make the game harder as your primary source of XP for leveling comes from feeding on the blood of people in the game. If you avoid combat, you will also miss out on other drop rewards too. If you take the pacifist approach like this, your only way to gain XP will be by finding hints, completing NPC quests, and healing people. The pacifist approach makes the game hard, killing everyone makes the game easier. Number 2. Conversations are affected by what you learn beforehand. When in conversation with an NPC, you'll be locked out of certain potential dialogue responses if you haven't found the background information beforehand. Being locked out of a certain response will have implications on the game world, sometimes significantly so. You can find background information by eavesdropping on NPC conversations from a distance using your vampire abilities. You can also find information in trash cans and other hidden places around the world, which in most cases seem to flash when you are near to let you know that there is something there to find. Number 3. XP is gained primarily by feeding on blood. XP is gained primarily by feeding on blood, but it is also gained by killing enemies and collecting hints. XP is used to unlock and upgrade skills in your skill tree. The skill tree contains base active skills and passive skills, and each of those skills can be leveled up. Leveling up helps you fight tougher enemies, as enemies also have levels. Number 4. There are 60 fully fleshed out NPCs in the game. All NPCs have a name, a story, and the ability to be fed on for blood if you choose. There are 60 individual NPCs in the game, each with a backstory and each with side quests. NPCs are also connected to other NPCs, so if you kill one NPC, it will impact another, and there can be specific consequences for doing things like that. Number 5. Blood quality matters. NPCs have a blood quality rating. You can give them an on-the-spot medical checkup. The medical checkup will tell you what their blood quality is like and whether or not they are sick. If they are sick, it will also tell you what treatment you need to use to cure them. If you can cure them, you will increase their blood quality. The higher an NPC's blood quality, the more XP you can get from feeding on their blood. If an NPC is sick and you feed on them anyway, you'll get less XP than if you'd healed them first. Oh, and you can also feed on rats. Number 6. If a district goes hostile, there's no turning back. There is a citizen menu where you can see the health status of any district. In this menu, districts will have a rating that reads like sanitized, healthy, stable, serious, and critical. If you go beyond critical, you'll go into hostile, and this means that district will now be hostile to you for the rest of the game, and that area will now be swarmed with dangerous creatures. The way to improve each district is to raise the quality of the blood of NPCs by healing them. If you don't do that, if the district goes beyond critical into hostile, there's absolutely no going back from that. You'll still be able to finish the game though, but you will get a different ending. Number 7. Mesmerize is Vampyr's glamour ability. You can mesmerize NPCs, which means you can take control of them. NPCs have a mesmerize rating that indicates how easily this can be done. If you want to feed on an NPC, you can also mesmerize them and take them to a place where nobody can see you feed on them. Number 8. Hideouts are where you level up, craft, and upgrade. When you feed on blood, you gain XP, but you can't immediately upgrade your skills from doing so. Instead, you become ready to evolve. To evolve, you have to rest, and to rest, you need to find a hideout, which is basically a safe house. In a hideout, you can also craft weapons, upgrade weapons, craft medicines, and craft serums for your syringes. Syringes can also be used as alternate weapons, apparently. Resources you find in the world can be recycled into other useful resources, which also help with these upgrades. Number 9. There are one-handed, two-handed, melee, and projectile weapons in the game. There are one-handed weapons and two-handed weapons. One-handed weapons included an axe, a machete, and an amputation saw. When wielding a one-handed weapon, you can wield a second weapon in your offhand. Examples of those secondary weapons are like small clubs. You can also get a revolver and a sawn-off shotgun as a projectile weapon. Two-handed weapons included a spike club and some kind of bladed stick weapon. Number 10. Turning NPCs into vampires is not a skill you can acquire. Apparently turning NPCs into other vampires is something that may be possible later in the game, or maybe it's something that will only occur via one of the alternate narratives or alternate endings. But what we do know is, turning NPCs into vampires will not be a fundamental mechanic of the game, so it's not a skill you can unlock. And that's 10 things we learned about Vampire during the dev stream yesterday. The actual dev stream took place on Twitch, and I've included a link to that video in the description of this one. So if you want to go watch it, the link's below. Vampire gets released on June 5 on PC, Xbox, and PS4.